Hey guys, it's Maxie here. You join us for a new episode of the Young Team, one that I'm finally getting to recording after another Windows update. Conveniently alters all of my audio settings, so that was fantastic. Getting ready to record and all I could hear was static. But here we are, 8 games from the end of the season, and we are in a hell of a fight for the title, hell of a fight for a potential treble, and a lot has happened since you last joined us. One thing that happened, we got a takeover. Businessman from Portugal, João Silva, took over the club. Basically updated the finances with a injection of like 1.5 million in our transfer budget. So not too much changing in that side things, but it did. I mean the training and youth facilities for both of them have been upgraded. It has changed the philosophies to sign young players for the first team and sign big name players. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. Wait, £1.5 million, but there you are. Other things to take into account is Flo Alan Burrows has left the club, which I don't think would ever happen in real life, unless it was a massive move. But yeah, the takeover has saw him out, and as you can see there, Joe Silva. And I think if I go to staff, it should show you everybody, if I'm right. If I just go to all here. Well, there you go, Joao Silva and Ricardo Strella. But apart from that, everything else is exactly as it is. So, what's happened since you last joined us? That game against Celtic, quite a bit. I was actually going to do the Hibs game, but the 3-week break between that and St Johnstone was a good opportunity to get a bit further in the game, so hence we're playing St Johnstone rather than the Hibs game. After Celtic, we travelled to Hearts, a nice 1-0 win through a David Turnbull goal, and then an emphatic 5-0 win over St Mirren with Dahlberg, Taylor, Turnbull again, Middleton and Chris Cadden scoring as well. The Cup saw a match against Inverness and a fantastic 4-0 win, a double for Turnbull with goals from Dahlberg and Porteous, job done. This was one of the games I absolutely bricked. It was Dundee United. They took the lead through Aliu. We pushed and we pushed, we went all out attack, press, just, I think it ended up at one point, it was 3-4-3. Adesso pulls one back in the 81st minute to make it 1-1. How lucky we get with a penalty in the 93rd minute as Cadden gets fouled. He steps up, he takes it, his first ever penalty, I think, because normally it would be Turnbull or even Middleton's took one or whatever, but yeah. Bricking it, and thankfully Cads puts in the back of the net to give us the win. A really frustrating match against Raith Rovers here. They get Stephen Harris sent off after 9 minutes. We end up with about 30 shots in goal. Can't put one by them, so that's disappointing. 2 points lost to Celtic. Moved on to the Scottish Cup quarter-finals and a fantastic win, a bit more emphatic than it really was. Turnbull and Taylor with the goals before a goal in the 90th minute, and then in stoppage time from Casper Dolberg made it look a bit more encouraging than it was. Then we took on Aberdeen, a good win there, 2 goals from David Turnbull and a Mark Farquhar goal, with Danny Gomez scoring for the home side and Arthur Allen also getting sent off as well. And last but not least was the match against Hibs. Was so close to holding on, but with just 8 minutes to go, it was Mason Bennett, who's been very bad recently. He scored the equaliser after an early Greg Taylor goal. But yeah, positive position, 3 league games to go before the split. Not really any more easy games. St Johnstone away, Rangers and Aberdeen at home, and then the top 5 sides at home and away respectively. Both for the Old Firm should be away, which is difficult. And Dundee United in the Scottish Cup semi-final with a chance to play Celtic, or I can't remember, let's just double check, Hibernian in the final. So we could win 1 trophy. Well, we have won 1 trophy. We could win 2. We could win 3. But let's crack on. Let's take out Ross McCrory and let's put in Eamon Brophy. That team's good enough for me. That's pretty much your regular starters. Brian Murray, made me thought we're losing him. It's great to have him on a new contract, rejected Swansea, and he now has a new 4-year deal with a 10 million release clause. So yeah, that was good to keep a hold of him. And yeah, let's crack on against the St Johnstone side, who, whilst unlikely, can push for a top 6 spot, but we could be the team that basically destroys the hopes and aspirations of them. So usual 4-2-3-1 for St Johnstone, usual 4-5-1 variation for us, and I can tell already that my throat is starting to go fantastic. I'm a wee bit under the weather, but of course, soldiering on, because I believe we can do this. So let's start hopefully in the front foot. Let's get a lot of chances in there, put them under the siege of pressure, and hopefully come out of this with 3 points and maintaining a gap on Celtic. So here's Kayembe to Farquhar. Good turn there. But interesting if he could win a league against his parent club. Ralston Taylor, it breaks down the edge of the, or even the edge area, inside the area, and he slots it home. So that's why I love the inverted wing backs. They just find themselves in fantastic positions, and most of the time they're well and truly able to make us, make a difference there. You can see as well with the league table, Rangers and Hibs are pretty much out the title picture now. It's strictly a fight between ourselves and Celtic. And if it stays the same, it would be a 6-point gap with 7 games to go. And goal difference, you could say, is pretty close and even. And Dre Wright gets in the back post. That's not ideal. Greg Taylor may have scored for us, but he has let his man go. And 4 points. It's those games against Old Firm that has me really, really nervous that, not great. Turnbull with a free kick. Good save from Liam Kelly. I was going to go encourage, but I'll hold it for just now. Here's Dre Wright. Can we try and please win this encounter? I just fear any time somebody attacks is never going to concede. And free kick given. I was actually really worried there because it's a very strange highlight that, because usually when there's a stoppage for a foul, they've usually already been booked, and then it results in a red card. And there was me hoping to get this video done before the grid walk happens on the F1, forgetting that Martin Brundle is driving in the Nordschleife, so it isn't actually at the race. So fantastic, I could have recorded this earlier. Brilliant. Anyway, so at least you know when I play FM then, during F1 races. So Brophy's on, Middleton wasn't playing great. It also allows us that flexibility to then move Cadden central and then push another striker up front if we decide to change the system. But I always like to keep the same type of play, pass, move, pressure. It's just up to us to try and, have the quality to utilise the talents we've got. I'm going to give it to 70 minutes, then we'll look to go with that more aggressive forward 4-3-3. So Kayembe will be one that goes, so we are risking it all by taking off someone that is a half-back. He'll come in as a pressing forward beside an advanced forward and a deep lying. That's what we used to about. Dolberg's a bit more better technically. Cadden in the middle, and Cadden will be in there as a box-to-box midfielder. You can also change up as well if we need to. Stephen Finn's a good option. This again is just pressure getting to you. Turnbull with a free kick, saved again by Kelly. Adesso back to Turnbull. Usually that free kick is the chance. Now what worries me is, of course, we can be suspect to conceding in the counter because we effectively are going to end up with a back two at times. Lapsley, a good save from Pop. So what we'll do, we'll just make sure we don't concede in the counter, which means we do lose our inverted wing backs. And we are going to see Chris Cadden be replaced, Stephen Finn, and that is just going to give us a far more attacking dimension again, with him playing as an advanced attacking midfielder. 8 minutes to go. I don't want to go direct because most teams here are quite big and we are not the biggest side in the world. We're a Flair technical side, but it does look like a 4-point gap with 7 games to go. Another nervy away performance. Now you can see why I'm quite worried against Rangers and Celtic. We are starting to get nervous. So overall, we've had the better chances, maybe not as many on target, but I'd say we advanced that in possession. That was in our favour. But nervy, 2 important games coming up at home. That's the main thing, they're at home. But don't be surprised by the next video, Celtic are in pole position. So, as I say, that's the kind of teams we'll be playing. You'd imagine that'll be your top 6. So Rangers, Celtic, Hibs and both Dundee clubs, remembering that Dundee are our bogey team. And Celtic, let's see who they've got in their schedule. So they've got to play Aberdeen away tomorrow. Then they've got Dundee at home. And then obviously the same teams as us. So not an easy schedule for them either. That's the one I was hoping they were going to lose. They managed to defeat Rangers 3-1 at Ibrox. So yeah, it's going to be tense. That wee run there basically has given us a chance. That December run has given us a chance. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you'll join us for the next episode as we qualify for Europe next year. But let's do this, man. Let's properly put ourselves in a good position, and we'll see what happens. I don't know when the next video will be in terms of that save, whether it'll be game 34, etc. Depends how much I get done during the race and how the title race is looking, so we can get some nervy pressure. But that's mad. Yeah, you can see there are not many defeats this season, which is good. That's how you win a championship. So just watching. I'll see you all real soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Just put one Maxwell. Bye bye.